here at the shop to help with a 2018 Chevy Camaro. Last year we had reflashed the PCM. It was a car that had been at a tuning shop. So they had a tune on the PCM and they did not want to lose that. Unfortunately, we tried cloning that ECM. It was an E92. I actually posted that on the channel, but I wasn't able to clone it because Ken Lo was shot. So I had them purchase a brand new PCM and we reflashed that. And then at some point in time after the ECM reflash, we wanted to add another key and we couldn't. We couldn't add the other key because the vehicle wasn't all together. The transmission wasn't in the vehicle. Initially, the vehicle came here because of a transmission and electrical problem. On these Camaros, some of them, the flywheel cuts the frame and goes up, cut the wiring and everything. Some people have lost their legs like that. So unfortunately, it wasn't the case for this one, but the flywheel had came out of the transmission. So upon programming the key, we couldn't finish the process. At the last step of the programming, you gotta switch the vehicle on for a few seconds and then turn it off and complete the procedure. We're not able to complete that. So they finally worked on this vehicle. They put everything back together, so the vehicle is stuck in programming. We're gonna try to get it out of programming and get the car started today. So next thing is the option that I give to the customer. They say they have spent a lot of money on this vehicle, so they're trying to cut on cost because they are tired to spend and spend and spend. So I give them two options. Make a temporary fob to get it out of programming, just to finish the programming. I would just charge them for having used this fob to be able to make the car functional again. And then otherwise, if they want to, the proper way is make a brand new fob that I will provide and program to the vehicle. They say they'd rather go temporary route. So right now we are on KD Max. Not a lot of people use KD Max. I do. As you can see right here, Chevy Camaro, and this is the fob. I already generated it, so this should be ready and be seen as the vehicle as a Chevy Camaro. I do want to point out that for this vehicle, I relate a little bit with my previous experience with the 2018 Pacifica. At one point in time, the car was not sensing any keys, and I had to dig and find out that the sensor that was located under the cup holder was actually detached. So we found that and we put it back together. So we shouldn't have any problem today, but as you know, if there's any problem, there's always something to learn. All right, let's go to the Camaro. I'm going to tell them to put a charger on it, and let's go ahead and find out what this car is going to show us now. Bunch of work. What the vehicle say? Ready for fob number 2. Action required. Let's hook programmer up. We're gonna use IM508. Yeah, the original owner.
No, the guy that bought the car, he drove this car from the auction and was driving around that day in the car. And then he said all of a sudden all these lights came on.
Okay.
And he heard a noise. And then he drove it back to the dealership and he parked it and then wouldn't start after that.
All right, so I thought that since last year he had installed the sensor at the back of the cup holder, but he told me no. We started the procedure with me thinking that the sensor was under the cup holder. Luckily, we're not done in the weight, so hopefully it did not pick up on the fact that the sensor wasn't there. So we had to remove the sensor from under, and right now the sensor is under the key. I put the key directly in contact with the sensor. It's the same thing. Start stop button once, click on OK. The current key is complete. I'm going to say nope, because the original key should still be well, I'm going to take the other one. I'm actually very confused about what we did last year. Expected this to start with key number 2. Yes. Okay. So I'm not sure if it picked up on the first fob the first time. Insert new remote, press start button. Okay, so this is already done. We're going to say no. Turn ignition off. Start stop button for 12 seconds. You don't want to release before the programmer tells you to do something else. Release. Long press. Turn ignition switch off. Depress and hold brake pedal. I'm gonna do the clutch too. Switch it off. It's already off. So I had to do this faster than it was supposed to be done. Remove the start smart key. and hold the lock and unlock together. It seems like our KD Max maybe didn't pick up, but the purpose was to make the engine run and complete the programming. So we're going to click on OK. Is there another key to synchronize? No. And matching key 2. Okay. So it picked up on KD Max to start the car maybe, but it seems like the proximity function is not working. But all I wanted is to get the vehicle started because it was stuck in programming, and this is now completed. For some reason this is not working. Let me try again and find out. See, I don't see any light flashing on my KD Max. It usually does all the time. Maybe it's just the battery. Like I said, this was just, you know, to complete that procedure. This is what is going to stay with them. I'm just going to charge them to finish the procedure, and this should work normally. This work. And let's put this right next to the sensor again and attempt to start the car to make sure that everything is 100%. Okay, so my job is done here. I'm gonna move on. I'm surprised this is what was charging the whole time. I don't trust this to charge, but it did it.